Yo, what up? Welcome to the Coach Flarkness series. I've been pretty consistently pumping these out, so I'm going to get a little faster with the intro. VODs, link in the description. You can send them to that Discord there, upload them to YouTube. I review anything. Solo shuffle is best. Let's get into it. Bang. Okay, so we're starting things off with Unholy DK. With a preservation and some rogue spec versus Ret Windwalker disc. Very bursty lobby here. As always, I don't watch these beforehand because I think the in the moment, instinctive, authentic reactions are much more valuable than just nitpicking things after the fact. So we'll just press play and let the thing count down. We'll try and talk about some things before the game starts, and we'll just watch the whole lobby. Very bursty lobby. Ret Windwalker. Oh, he was going to show me his build. That's the hybrid 1 with Unholy Assault and Super Strain. That's a great sustained build. That's the build I always run. We're going to see the Rogue spec, which is sub. Thank you. Yeah, good. People have been doing this. Thank you. So that's a sub rogue. So there you go. Now it's a really bursty lobby. So this changes things. Sub rogue, Ret, Windwalker. Everybody's got a win condition of burst. So your role, you're going to do the most damage in the lobby for sure. You're going to have the most sustain and you will win eventually, but you have to get to eventually. And all of these specs are good at making you not get to eventually, right? What you're going to do is get bursted down by some combination of one-shot stuff, or your teammate really is. It's not going to be you. It's going to be your teammate. So you're going to have to peel their cooldowns. That's Ret Wings, Shadow Blades. It's hard to do in a duel, but the sub-rogue lobbies are always whack. But certainly Serenity and Ret Wings, you can peel these things. Zone should probably be run here. I generally don't use Zone very often in solo shuffle because people just walk out of it. That's the way of the world. But here it's very important. It's very easy to keep people in zone against Ret. And it's going to be your only tool to really disrupt them, especially if he's in bubble. Otherwise, you just need to blind their cooldowns. You can even grip blind the priest in to stop MD if the Ret is on your team and the disc is not. So lots of things you can do here. Let's see how you start it. Definitely go Ret for sure, too. Careful on A-bomb. Yeah, so that's going to get combat, or it's just going to break the sap. Does it? Yes. Predicted that one. Okay, so yeah, careful on A-bomb was because you have a rogue on your team. I thought it was going to get combat and prevent the sap. Somehow he got the sap anyway, and then you immediately broke it. But I have this problem too. I love Ray's A-bomb in the opener. It starts building up wounds and diseases, and he's a super cool guy. But against rogue, and believe me, I have this problem too, so don't worry about it. Against rogue, you want to wait just a second, do your single target stuff first on that Ret who's in a cheap shot. It would be perfect for you to go in there with him right now. Like you can demount Unholy Assault on that guy and then use your AoE stuff after because you just wasted 7 seconds of CC and you would have gotten a very strong opener with that. Ret just would have to probably have already bubbled right now if we had gotten that. Okay, because the priest would have been sapped. Okay, so, but fine. That's just something that happens. Your opener still looks really good. You already have 50k DPS. You want to grip him out of the dome here for sure. I love the strength on the priest. That's a great play. You still have blind, which is good. You didn't waste that for no reason. And there's bubble. Wow, great. Okay, so outside of a little hiccup in the beginning, already we can see your opener very clean. You know your burst rotation. You got 50k DPS out there, and you put a silence on the priest as well. That's all really good. Here's what I'm gonna predict something else now. The Windwalker's gonna press Serenity and the Ret's gonna wings in the bubble. You cannot pale Ret wings in bubble. This is why it looks like your zone is grayed out, so you're not running it. Believe me, I don't run it a lot either, but here was probably a time. You should probably just zone this. Since you're not running it, you're gonna have to wait for the Ret bubble to run out and then double blind. If you single blind the Windwalker, I think it's over. But you have to double blind both because he's gonna wings right here. Okay, so there's Serenity. Next frame, dude, I swear, I couldn't have predicted that. I couldn't have timed that perfectly, even if I did watch it, but I don't watch it beforehand. That's crazy, though. Okay, so the Rogue's dead. Yeah, so he's going to probably Cloak Evasion. Maybe they swap to you. Or the Evoker, who's kind of in here. It's hard to tell. I can't see friendly nameplates, but I think that's like the Evoker over there. So, yeah, he's going to get swapped to, maybe? Yeah. Okay, so Pain Sup and Ret Bubble just drops. And look at that. I was right. He gets shrunk to half health. So the reason I pause here is because I was waiting. I was looking because you can see he runs big debuffs here. You can see the bubble icon here and Serenity icon here. I was waiting. I was counting down 2, 1 on the bubble. Right here it dropped. This is blind. 5 seconds left of Serenity. Wings is still going to be going for a while. You need to blind here. Blind, 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 blind. Okay. I called that one really good. I'm very proud of myself for that. I played 24 hours a day of Unholy DK. It's nothing that special. I'm an old man. I play this game all day. But I saw that one coming because it's Ret Windwalker, and yeah, maybe the Evoker shouldn't be there. So let's talk about that for a second, and then I'll smooth this along. I won't pause so much, I promise. But let's talk about that for a second. You sit there and you say, yeah, but the Evoker, dude, he's got so many outs. Why is he just dead there? I mean, they kind of swap for him on the Rogue, So he was kind of trying to heal the rogue. And remember, evoker heals force them to like come to the fray. I've watched Jake, he's 3K on evoker play, and he's always in there because he has to be. That's how he does the most output. And they kind of swapped to him. Of course, maybe he had an out. Maybe he could have done something there. Maybe he could have pressed commune. Maybe he could have walled. Maybe he was missing something. But you don't win points. You don't get CR points for pointing out the mistake somebody else made. And believe me, I have that problem all the time. But it's crazy. Isn't that true? You don't get any rating for recognizing that they made a mistake. So if there was something you could have done to lead to a win, you have to do it because that's the only way to get CR, right? You don't get CR points for saying, hey, you shouldn't have died there, L. And I have that problem too. So this is somewhere Coach Flarkness can help himself, right? Okay. So blind there and you're fine. Right, so that's okay. So now I'm gonna let it play, and I'm not gonna pause quite as much here at all. And we're just going to see how the rest of the lobbies go. But now we've talked about some of the fundamentals of this lobby, and I predicted it to a freaking T, where it's burst heavy. You're gonna be top damage. You're gonna get everything out of them, but it's not about that. It's about living until you've got an opportunity to actually win, because you're the least. Well, you've got a ton of burst, but you're the least like press one but win game of all these specs, right? Especially with a sub-rogue here, right? So you got to peel, sustain, and live, and do the most damage in the lobby, which you're definitely going to do every time, because it does seem like your burst rotation, you've got it down. A great A-bomb here. Yeah, so of course the rogue is not on your team now, so you want to get that A-bomb. I love putting it in the middle, and yeah, look at that. See that? That's why I put it in the middle. You don't have to run over to their side and put it in their starting room. That's not where the rogue is. The rogue is coming at you, right? And you did a great job with that. You drop it on your side, and then the A-bomb, lumbering around, finds the rogue, then you stun him first global. This is great. This is already so good. I can tell you have... That first game was unfortunate, but I can tell you have a good mastery of like what Unholy can provide. You're probably like 2,300, I bet, in solo shove. Okay, so sleepwalk here. Don't walk over to him. Broke the sleepwalk. That's unfortunate. You'll have to trinket blind. Yeah. Okay, so you trinket blind, and then you blinded them. That's pretty cool. I think you missed the Windwalker in it, though, so you'd want the triple there because he's Serenity. He's the real problem. And now the Ret might have to buff. That's a lot of butts. Ooh, you got everything out of the Rogue, though. Use the String in the opener. I saw that, so you got some CC on the Priest to get all those cooldowns. And now they're really running out of stuff. That's Fort Brew. Rogue Evasion. Yeah, swap off of that. Swap off of that right here. Or you could just Death Coil. That's also fine. Okay, he gets a triple blind to peel for himself. Yo, look at this Paladin. That was a great blind from him. Okay, so now, yeah, just keep him changed, though. That's something I'm seeing is dropping a little bit, especially against melee with the double chains talent. Yeah, it's definitely dropping, so just lock down their movement a little bit. It helps. It does help. We're missing chains for sure. We did get paints up. We swapped over off of that, which is great play. I love how you're reading the big debuffs here and you're making plays as a result of it. Ooh, Penance was cast there. Might have been, yeah, that might have been it. Okay, so he just dueled somebody else. That was a defensive duel. I don't think he's going to kill this Ret. Half health. Yeah, he's not going to kill that Ret in the duel. So I like how you're gripping the Priest and you can just disrupt him. I would now either grip the Windwalker in and triple blind. And try and set up a game-winning go here because they're running out of buttons. Like, this guy's no trinket, that guy's no trinket. Or I would just wait, hold on to the blind. You know what? I probably would. The Ret is scared, and they're scared. But you guys have more overall damage. So hold your blind, really. Don't try and force anything. And, oh, okay, you did grip the wit. Well, that doesn't make any sense. Just grip. Oh, no, the single target blind. Oh, the worst of both worlds. That's going to cost you. Yeah, so you gripped Windwalker in for no reason. I was saying like grip triple blind, not just grip him to the middle and then blind him. And then you wasted blind, which is going to be really important because the next set of cooldowns is going to kill you, or kill your Ret, not you. You're fine. You got to worry about your teammates though. Definitely worth kicking that flash hill or kissing it if you want. There's a full Hodge. Okay, so now you're going to have to get some pressure out, some huge pressure here. And silence the Priest out of that sleepwalk for sure. Silence the Priest right. Oh, you could win actually. Do you have pet stun? Like anything to pseudo this guy? No, but you have stun in 4. Stun the Rogue, silence the Priest, you win game. 100%. Do it. Or the Windwalker. Either one. Stun one of these guys, silence the Priest. No, he stunned the Priest. That's the yard. So bad there. So bad. Yeah, you're losing everything right now. You wasted blind, you wasted stun. Great kick. Into silence. Okay, wait, you still got a chance. I believe in you. I do. I believe in you. Okay. You're in trouble. That's Serenity. You have to run in there. You don't have blind because you wasted it. Somebody's going to die soon. Oh, they're so close. Do you win, maybe? Oh my god, he's blinded. It's over. The Red's gonna like die. No, it's Karma. He's done. Yeah. Damn. Yeah. So everybody watching, it's so funny. This is cool. Everybody watching the VOD was like, dude, what are you talking about? They're about to win. And the whole time I'm saying, and everybody's on your team is full health. And the whole time I'm saying, oh my God, you lose. And you're like, what are you talking about? My viewers are probably saying, what are you talking about? Their whole team's dead. This whole team's alive. They're going to win. Stop nitpicking. No. No, there's a very bursty. Serenity was coming back up. Sub-Rogue is insanely bursty. The Ret doesn't have anything. It was only a matter of time until somebody gets one shot there. That's why you have to use that. We had so much CC. We had the win. Windwalker, no trinket. You had a silence for the priest. You ended up using the silence out of a kick, which was really good. But it was a little late. And you didn't have a stun for the Windwalker. You had no trinket because you'd used it DR on the priest and you wasted blind. That single, I told you that was going to hurt you. The grip single target blind really blew. I don't know what it was. You kind of gripped him in. Maybe it was just panic because you saw duel, but your Ret was fine, so no need to panic there. You wasted major defensive options, and you immediately lost your teammate to it. So I feel really proud of that prediction again. I feel like I'm watching this one well. Eventually, I'm going to make a miscall here. I'm certain. The Evoker said, amazing, you bubbled nothing. So there's always something your teammates can do. But again, I went on that spiel. I'm not going to pause for it again. Maybe he did bubble but nothing. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he did bubble nothing. But you had buttons, and you don't get any points for him bubbling nothing, right? So you had buttons at the end there, and we kind of misused them. It was stun on the Windwalker or Rogue, probably Windwalker because he had no trinket. Silence Priest out of the kick like you did was amazing, and then just triple blind at that ending part, and then you get kick nullifying, and then you never run into that. And we didn't get combat, but I think that's your priest's fault because you had the A-bomb down. Kick the sleepwalk! No worries. Okay, so we need... it looks like this is a little less powerful go than some of the others. They're hitting you. You could AMS this if you need. I would AMS this. That's Dome. Okay. And a shield, Rapture shield. So he's saving you. Walked right out of the Dome, but that doesn't matter. You're chasing the Ret. It makes sense. I like the aggro. You should stun the... Do you have stun still? No. Okay, because he has 6 wounds. I would burst these. Oh, God, the Windwalker. Oh, you're getting all over the place. You have to press chains, too. You have to press chains, so you should have kept spending the rest of those wounds. Chains is on nobody, and those wounds are going to fall. That's the shame, yeah. Okay. That's Bubble. He's not going to be able to get it, but he will be able to top himself. Ret dies after this. Don't chase the Evoker now. Switch off and go Ret. Right now. Go Ret right now. Go, don't do this. Do not, you can't. It's so bad. Darn. Yeah, you were hitting into a wall when the Ret was on forbearance, no CDs, and your Windwalker, look at the damage he's doing to him. Yeah, if you were hitting Ret immediately out of that bubble, I think you would have died. You just don't have the time to play like this, right? It's too bursty of a lobby. Anybody can die on your team, even if you don't, man. So sorry, you have teammates, right? Okay, you're attacking into evasion now. The Ret is such a better target. Yeah, we're falling a little bit. The first 2 rounds, I think, shook you a little bit. You played well in them and then lost, and that hurts because of one mistake. And that hurts. Silence the guy in nullifying. Silence the Evoker. You can silence the nullifying. What did you silence? Did you get him? Who did you silence? You silenced the Evoker. Yeah, good. Okay, good. I couldn't tell. It's hard. Things are going fast, and I'm an old man. Okay, good. You're doing so much damage to this Ret. You'll probably win soon. This guy would have been done ages ago if we had played that opener. He purged Bop instantly. Reapply your disease. Beautiful. Okay, get the Unholy Blight out. The stun. So good. You're playing so much better now. They're all dead. You win. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so... Yeah, it looked like you were a little shook from those first 2 games. The burst lobbies are scary, dude. It's like anybody can die. You're freaking out. You're trying to do stuff. It's funny. You didn't attack the Evoker when you probably could have, because then you force him to heal himself with bursting all those wounds and he had no wall. And then you did attack the Evoker when you definitely shouldn't have, when he was walled and the Ret just came out of bubble right on top of you, and you attacked him for like 6 globals after that. So... watching those things. You played very, very well in the first 2, and then it came down to one mistake, because that's the kind of lobby this is. And then that was a shaky one, but you brought it back really hard at the end. Perfect stun, perfect burst, perfect kill target, and you just did a great job at the end, so good job. Okay. So A-bomb. Okay, so you're gripping that guy in for combat. Somehow he's getting sapped. I mean, that's not your fault. I don't know how he's getting sapped. Your A-bomb's out, you're gripping him in. I don't know, man. Okay, I mean, that could have been IBF. It wasn't Serenity, though. I would have pressed because I'm cringe, but it wasn't Serenity, technically. Now it is. And now the Pal is dead. See, that's how fast that's why IBF. The lobby just goes so fast, bro. Oh, silence this guy. You're going to win the game. I love that. Yeah, cool. Did you silence even, or you just died of damage? I love the swap. You recognize that's probably why you were looking at the Evoker in the game before this, but like I said, there was probably a better opportunity to do that. Because the Evoker died in a swap in one of them, and they just died again in a swap. So yeah, good heads up play. Your burst rotation is perfect. Your output is insane. I don't need to critique anything. Even when I say like, ooh, reapply disease, you immediately reapply the disease on the screen. So I'm thinking 2300. Yeah, right. Because your rotation is perfect, and you're not like asphyxiating triple DR into a pet, right? You're using your CC. You're doing it. It's just like sometimes in a lobby like this, tiny mistakes can go a long way, and you're gonna learn that. Next time, you silence the ret. So that is a tiny mistake. Unless you meant to do that, which it's too stupid. You're not being clever. So that's not gonna do much. He'll just press play to adjust, and oh my god, the rogue's in so much trouble. Pet stun is fried. I see that you're trying to peel him, but I think it's just blind. Oh, you already pressed. Oh, okay. I'm not sure when that went off, but I'm not gonna go back and pause. Your priest is dead. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Zone Ret Wings is feeling like it's really important in this lobby. I don't know. The rogue didn't do anything. Oh my god, they're talking crap to each other in the chat. I don't know. That one's a wash. I'm just going to move on from that one. Here's what I think. I'm going to pause one more time. I'm sorry. I think you should be 4-1 right now. I think Ret Windwalker Evoker beats Disc Sub-Rogue Unholy DK. So I'm just going to say that one's a wash. And I don't really have anything to teach you on that, or even to learn from myself. I don't know what I could even say. Like, that was just fried. But I think you should be 4-1 right now. That's what I think. And then that one, just chalk it up as an L like that. And we'll see if we can get the third though. All right, so perfect open on the red here. And did we pull the rogue out? Yeah, looks like no, because he triple sapped and then got the nullifying off. That's a great blind. Okay, I saw that one this time. Into a triple sweep. You held them all together for a second so he could get the that's triple no trinket. That's triple no trinket. So now you should just grip the red away. You're gonna get bubble here. Okay. Now he should press every defensive cooldown, kick the priest. Yeah. So, do you have? No, you don't. Go priest though. Go priest though. Okay. Okay. Fine. Yeah. Okay. Oh wow, pretty low actually. Oh well, the healers were 22. You're only 1900. Nice. You got 48 points from a 3-3. Oh, you're probably a lot higher than this by now then. Because that means your MMR is higher than your CR if you got 50 points for a 3-win lobby. You know, it's crazy. Great job on the last one. You had 2 in there, right? We saw. I predicted it perfectly where you're going to lose and what you could have done to change it. Certainly that game where your ret died, that was a win. So, God, if you got 50 points for 3 wins, how many would you have gotten for 5? 90? Yeah, I mean, all the opportunities here. You're probably a lot higher than this now. Message me in the comments and tell me if you're a lot higher than this now. If not, then somehow, that seems impossible. But if you're somehow not, if you keep playing like this and then sprinkle in some of the cool stuff that I thought about, like you just have to recognize the lobby. This is a burst lobby. Some lobbies are sustained lobby where you just play perfectly the entire game and you win. Some of them are just like you have to be frantic. Maybe you gotta get that zone down against Ret Wings, but certainly the blinds. You have to be very frantic and just constantly be disrupting them in some way. That's probably why you pet stunned. But I don't know. It's a sub-rogue on your team, so that does hurt. Because it resets CR. Okay, but yeah, let me know, because you have a good mastery of all the unholy stuff. So if you just have some of this nitpick stuff and you get some better lobbies, I mean, you already got 50 points from this one. I bet you're 2,300 by now. Yeah. Let me know in the comments. Okay, thank you so much for submitting this one. This was fun. All right, we're going on to the next one. Good stuff. Okay, so we're moving on to another Unholy DK. They are pretty popular. Most of my VOD reviews are that, but I think Frost is going to have its reckoning soon. 10.0.7 maybe with the talent rework, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, Unholy DK, lots of them out there. We got a Devastation Dragon, a Disc Priest versus a Frost Mage, Arms Warrior, and Evoker. So this is definitely a more sustain and win kind of lobby with Disruption on the Frost Mage and Chains on the Warrior. You can probably always go caster in this sort of thing, or maybe even the disc when he's not on your team, but that has to be done expertly because you're going to be letting a Frost Mage or an Arms Warrior or a Devastation, some combination of those 3 things, tee off, which means the goes have to be done pretty expertly, but it can work. But yeah, you just disrupt the Mage, Chains on the Warrior, keep them on the back foot, and Unholy actually probably shines in this environment because eventually you will just win from raw pressure. Yeah, grip them together if you can. I agree. You got a Devastation Evoker on your team. It's funny. I didn't really talk about UI in the last one, just as a side note, because I loved it so much. It was so clean. I think this one's looking pretty clean too, but it's always about when you get into gameplay. Oh my God, you've got a slash yell on your Raise Bomb. Okay, I like it. And we got a nullifying weak aura. Don't CC. You boosted. Okay. Yeah, fair. Yeah, so actually you can see what I was saying. Some of the stuff starts piling on once you get into combat. But hey, if it works for you, as long as you can see stuff. It's getting a little cluttered, but that's fine. All right, anyway, let's talk about the gameplay though. So we got an A-bomb go, and it looks like we are going mage, and that's all good. That's Icy Vein, so yeah, getting tons of pressure on him. That's awesome. And then the Evoker has to commune opener, so you already got a great opener. Didn't really get to see your rotation, but it seemed like it was very good. You can see when I'm getting used to a new UI, somebody that's very different. Like the last one I was able to see very well. This one is very different from what I use, and there's a lot of information on the screen. Again, if that works for you, that's fine. Sometimes I recommend just removing duplicate information. But again, I think this is visible to you. And your opener looked really good. You got communion, and the mage was dipping low. That pet stun there was a little fried. It was DR'd, and you weren't even on him. And it's good to use that to stop glacials. But good grip a blind to stop a glacial, although you missed the evoker, which I think would have been a good part of that. But still, I like the disruption on this mage, and you're getting a lot of pressure out of it. And you got block, and he should be able to MD this. Awesome. Okay, so yeah, this is just good. Probably, again, 2100-ish to 2K, maybe 19. If the last guy was 19-ish, then this one could probably be 19 too, but we'll see. I like the stop on the mage. Just you're stopping a lot of what he does. You should kick Frost. I think you have been. You should grip Glacials, and you have been. That one you don't have for. Outside of just like a weird pet stun that could have been used as a pseudo, I think you're playing very well. And there's a dragon stun, probably a stun silence on the healers coming up from you. There's a sleepwalk and trinkets. Okay, so yeah, stun silence should win the game now. So 9 seconds until you have it, and I should see a dub here. That's block, and maybe he takes it off. I don't think he actually has right now. Oh, he does, and he gets it off. Okay, so just go right back to the mage. Okay, yeah, get right back to the mage. Okay, so you have silence up, and the evoker has no trinket, so you just have to get pressure and then silence the evoker. You can do that into nullifying. Even though your weak core is telling you not to CC, you can silence into nullifying, so you absolutely should. Right now, actually. You should silence him here. Ooh, grip blind on the nullifying. That was fried. You should listen to your weak aura. Definitely silence the evoker. I think you win here if you silence him. Oh, now you're in trouble. Oh, dear. AMS, Oh, he swaps you. Great. No, you got to stay in. The second he swaps you there, you got to get a kill here. Your priest is running out of mana, dude. Silence the... We did silence. Okay. It was a little late, but we got it off. Oh, man. This is so close. Oh, okay. Kick ring. You should win now. Yeah, you should win now. He's so That's why I'm freaking out. Oh, man, I think we needed to be a little bit more aggressive. I saw you getting panicked, but the second that swap came in, oh, my God, this is going to be so close. It's going to be a tie. You're both dead. You're both dead. Oh, my God, it actually is a tie. Look, that's actually a tie. Dead. That is actually a tie. Okay, so a good game. You got pressure out, clearly. You got both blocks. You got communion. You got CC on the healer, though I think it was a little delayed from when you should have. I saw that you were panicked. You pressed AMS and walked back to your healer, but the game was over there. The second he swaps you, it's time to go. I think we could count up the seconds. I think it might have been 5. I'm not going to be too nitpicky, but there was just a period of time where you're kind of like scared, and you needed to win. Your priest was going completely you're questioning what happened. Yeah, just a tie. Okay. Yeah, but anyway... the priest was completely You needed to land a kill. He used swap as his last line of defense, and it was a great play from him, holding that. So that was good from him. Yeah, it was good game, though. Nothing too bad. But when you can see, when games get that close, you can see that every single decision you make really matters. So yeah, if you had done 5% damage during those 5 seconds that you're kind of like freaking out, I think you would have won. So one little thing there. Okay. Well, you do have to stare at this weak aura in the middle of your screen for a long time, which I'm not a fan of, but fine. All right, I love this. Limbing the priest. Oh, we're going to go priest. I love that. Limb the priest out, get a stun on him. Sure, this is a fine go. And then you're going to silence here on Rapture. Yeah. Yeah, I called that one. Okay. And that's Pain Sub. Okay, you got everything you need. You can swap off now. I don't think you can just finish here. Oh, my God, nice kick. I didn't flash you, actually. Okay, no, he pulls him through the map. All right. That was a great opener. You got all the cooldowns you needed. I would just hit Evoker for a little while now since he still has PI and your mage is taking some hits. And then if you want to swap to priest again, you can. But I think just stun silence on him is more than enough, and the evoker will eventually die. Warrior, just keep chains on him. Like the grip there. Chains on both if you can. A kick on fire breath. Sure, love that. Okay. You're dipping a little low, but it looks like he's got a little shield for you there. Or is that AMS? Hard to tell. Yeah, AMS. Okay. Mage is getting wrecked. You kind of walked over to the priest for that stun. Remember to kind of like just stay on target and then just like stun max range on the priest. You don't really have to walk over. Grip, I love that though. Grip double blind there. Peel the end of the go there on your mage and also wait out the pain sup that was on the evoker. Now he has to wall. You're playing this good. You're playing this good. I would say this is like 19, 2K, 21, maybe even. That first high was crazy. But this is fine gameplay. Yeah, absolutely it is. Okay, so you got swapped there. Mage has to block. Oh my god, he blocked at 1% health, but he did press, so good. He gets MD'd, but the guy tops him. That's great. The priest has nothing, and he's going to run out of mana. So as long as you keep doing sustain, don't go priest now, though, for sure. I said you can maybe swap back. Now I'm saying don't. Just go evoker. You're doing a great job with that. Now you have to walk over to him to stun, and you did. Good. Yeah, you had to get in range for that, of course. I'm not dumb. I'm not blind. But yep, that was correct. And yeah, just stay devastation evoker and run the priest on a mana, and I think you'll win. Kick the sleepwalk. Love that. Yeah, just keep locking him down. Keep using your CC like you've been. I love the grip double blind you got before. You got in 3 seconds. You got limb up, so you should be able to get another blind. Not sure about the zone, but it's fine. It just you press it every butt, whatever. He's gonna die. Yeah, okay. All right, so you're at one win and a tie. So you're technically undefeated here. I think you're doing great. You have to go mage into mage devastation, right? He'll just cast. Devastation will do a huge go, so you dome that. Yeah, you're saying mage, good. You got to dome the huge go, or you should zone it, actually, because you're running zone, and you got no value out of the last zone, so you might as well just zone the dragon go and then sit mage the entire time. He says evoker, I think. He's wrong. Not evoker. I can't sustain 2 blocks mana-wise. That has nothing to do with it. You pretty much did in the first game, and then that was healing through Sharpen, so he should have more mana in this game. He has no idea what he's talking about. You should go mage. You have no Sharpen, so his mana is going to be fine, and 2 blocks, that's so pointless what he's saying. But fine, whatever. It looks like you're going to go evoker because you're not going to disobey your healer, which is fine, you know, trying to work with your team, but he's wrong. Definitely just zone this, I would say. There's a lot of buttons from them, and you want to preserve his mana like he was talking about, and your last zone was pretty bad. Okay, so this is all not great, obviously. His nullifying just came off there, and you pet stunned on it, which is not a terrible play because you still have your stun for the healer, which you just pressed. Okay, and then you kicked us in. There's a lot of great plays from you. And the grip double blind, maybe a little early. Living flam. What the heck is a living flam, dude? Yeah, okay, so no, that was all great use of your CC, and I love the kick, the long-range kick on Disintegrate there, Disintegrate. And, yeah, now you zone. Okay. I would say it was better before. I like how you grip him back into the zone. That's good. I would say it was better before, but at the edge of the frozen orb there, that wasn't a bad one either. Oh, you're getting a lot of pressure here. But so is the mage. The mage is free casting, and I think eventually he was worried about his mana. He's going to be worried about what the mage does to you in dampening with free casting glacials, because the warrior can't really disrupt him, and you're using your CC on the healer, which I think you should. I think you should just be going mage. But you didn't disobey your healer, and I respect that. But I think he's wrong. Full stun on the healer there. Oh, God, he's wrong. Now you're in a blizzard, a frozen orb soon. That was a dragon stun that he can get off because you can't kick that. Nullifying came out, and now he's got nullifying. That needed to be stopped by one of you, by the way. That's where you want to save. So just as a note, like you said, you played the first 2 good, so I didn't really have much to say gameplay-wise, but a few things here and there. Here's a big one. Don't pet stun randomly. It's a really, really powerful tool to get a pseudo-interrupt on something that needs to be stopped. Like a glacial, like if you swap to mage and it's like, oh my god, I don't have kick for this glacial or grip somehow. I need to stop this or we're going to lose the game. Pet stun, right? Oh, he's about to get a nullifying off. Somehow neither of us have kick. I don't know if you did, but it wasn't kicked. Pet stun it. Because now he's nullifying for 30 seconds and he's your kill target, which means you can't really stop him for 25 seconds, and you already can't stop the mage because you're not going him, which means now both casters you can't stop. So yeah, save your pet stun for little pseudo interrupts like that. Don't use it randomly. Doesn't really do much. Okay, but we're still going on, and again, I still think you've played very well. That was like the first like little tangent I went on, honestly. Besides the target call, but that wasn't your fault. You said mage, and now he's killing you as a result of the problem. But we got to keep playing. So let's see. We're in wall here. I mean, you should definitely swap off wall. Even if he says go evoker, swap off wall. And that's fucking time dilation. Swap off time dilation. It's over. It's over, yeah. Okay, so we were right. Go mage. But yeah, you could swap off walls. You probably could have swapped off wall at the end there and maybe stopped that from happening. But, you know, target call is important, and the priest is not a good target caller. You said UC. I probably would have done the same, buddy. Except I would have just not listened to him. So, you're right, though. You do need to go mage there. We were both right. It came to fruition. It had nothing to do with mana. Mana is not going to be an issue when they have no Mortal Strike. Nothing dies in either round. He has no idea what he's talking about, but that's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We're chilling. We're not going to shade this priest right now. He's been playing pretty okay, but that's just all wrong. Okay. We're trying to get that A-bomb down, a little mess there. Okay. So now we are going to go warrior, time dilation. Probably just swap off the time dilation. I like the open on the warrior, but you need to swap now. Okay, blade storming. You're getting cleaved a little bit from that, but it doesn't seem to be too much of a problem. You both walk out of dome. That's parry. You have to swap off this. Wow, he almost died. Swap anyway. I know it's so tantalizing. Just swap. Okay, see, this is fried. That was tantalizing because he got really low health, but he got really low health from a mage hit, and the mage isn't going to be hitting him anymore, and the evoker has a ton of heals. Don't get distracted by that sort of thing. You don't just train one target through everything the entire game. Time dilation is a big wall. You saw it was that little chrono hourglass thing. Parry. That one was easy to see. That's a big wall. So now you're getting cleaved to death by a warrior, and DKs don't like getting hit by warriors, while he's in parry, reducing all your damage done. And yeah, he takes a big spike, but it doesn't matter. He still has a lot of buttons. They're not going to just die, and if he just died, that would have been a fluke. But now you're just getting cleaved to death while hitting a guy through his walls. I mean, you could have hit the devastation, stopped a lot of this damage, and still gotten a ton of pressure. Maybe you could have gotten something else out of their team. So you don't want to just train one guy. But I do like the target call of warrior. I just think you should be swapping around just a bit on important actions. You know, that's why a clean UI is so good, so you can see those things going on and then swap off accordingly. Yeah, so that's block. And I would say your opener got a lot of cooldowns, but so does theirs, so you're a little behind because the priest doesn't want to be behind. That's why it's so important to target call and swap accordingly. Okay, but we're still playing on warrior, and that's fine. Just keep them changed, and maybe we'll be able to set something up. I don't think this is going to win. I think you're both going to get cleaved to death. We gripped into reflect there. We don't really have any CC on the healer either. We're just really focusing too hard on this warrior. This is going to cost you. I'm predicting an L. If you win, then I'll admit that I'm wrong about that. I just don't see. I don't see it happening. He's dead. Wow. Guess I don't have to admit anything in this one. Doesn't work, right? See how that doesn't work? The devastation's not getting touched, so he's free casting into you. The warrior's getting cleaved, so now your disc, who's already struggling to heal this, has to heal both. And the evoker's doing literally, the preservation evoker, I should say, literally whatever he wants. And after the opening go, which again was tantalizing because he got really low, right? Yeah, but it was fake. If he doesn't just happen to die there, he's never going to die out of it. You saw the evoker was able to stabilize him with a rewind heal, and now he's fine. So it's just a little tunnel vision there. It didn't accomplish anything. Okay. So now, but you play with the disc there. So now you play against the disc twice. Okay, so probably just, well, you know how he loses, right? Ooming him. Or want a pun shot heal. Oh boy. Okay. All right. Well, here, this is the last time I pause here. I'm going to pause right before it starts. I think you already saw the win condition of sustaining through his defensives and then winning while he's So you are making a call that does not need to happen. Sometimes you go disc. Like in that opener, the first one, when I was doing nothing but all smiles and complimenting you, I was like, yeah, you got a lot of cooldowns and you have a mage on your team, so it's kind of good to not stack up on the warrior and get cleaved, and you got so many cooldowns. So sometimes there's like times where you don't really have a win condition other than just going disc because your comp is so bad or something. Now your comp is really good and your healer has been doing good. So your win condition is so set in stone. It's like, get their defensives and the priest. And yet you're doing something that just doesn't need to be done. Do you know what I mean? Like you're making this risky. Okay. So now if you don't get pressure, like you don't get both pain subs, if you get one pain sub and rapture, forget about it. That's not enough because he was going to press those buttons in the beginning anyway. You need to get both pain subs, trinket rapture if you're just going to be running down a healer and letting these guys do whatever. Or you need to kill him in the opener. And you can because you have grip to the middle chains, The dragon now gets to go in the middle of the map, and then you have grip out of dome with second grip, and A-bomb out of dome, and then stun, silence out of dome with chains in the middle of the map, and you'll kill him. But if this guy gets to pillar, encircles pillar, you have not done your job, and you're going to lose. So now, I've said both scenarios. Let's see which one occurs. Really hoping for the former, because that's going to win you the game. Grip him. A-bomb, sure. Chains grip. Okay, we grip. No, chains. You have to chains grip. Because of the off globe. Yeah, and he's behind pillar. This is already wrong. So it's going to look like nitpicking, but this is not going to work. This guy's 84% health around the pillar from your dragon. His dragon's getting free casted on by Frostmage Arms Warrior, and you are back here. He's got to be there. He has to be there. Point blank middle of the map. If you couldn't get it, then you have to make the first global grip chains, not A-bomb. Because he has to be there. I'm telling you how important that is. You have to grip chains. He doesn't even have chains on him yet, by the way. Grip chains into the middle of the map, then grip further away out of the dome that he's going to put there because he's like, oh my God, I'm in the middle of the map. And then chains him over here. And now he's nowhere near a pillar. And he doesn't get to just do this. You're going to get no pressure on him at all. There's Rapture. He's completely fine. Dragon able to get a stun go out of the spear. So he's making something happen. But I just think it's not going to work. Where your dragon's about half, quarter. Rally, he's going to stabilize. It's going to be fun. Quarter stun, so not good for us. You have to save that for next DR. I'm surprised you're getting this much pressure. Okay, that's first paints up. I'm honestly surprised you got that much pressure, but I'm telling you, it's not enough. I'm going to look foolish if you just kill him right here. Kick Schism, you had to kick Holy. Now he's going to penance to full. Yep. It's over. Yeah. So that is the disappointing thing that I expected, right? The priest used, what did he use? Holy shit, I called this exactly right. 1 paints up and Rapture. Buttons that he would have had to press against an Unholy DK demo or Devo anyway, but you sacrificed your opener because now your team is just getting destroyed. Now they had to press a bunch of buttons. He still has commune though. But anyway, I just don't think that's it. You have to get him to the middle of the map and do a good go. Let's see if you stabilize there. He alters back to full. I like to swap to the mage since you realize priest isn't going to die here. You grip out a dome. Absolutely great stuff. He blinks back in, but nothing you can do about that. Kick on fire. Probably better to kick on frost. Stormbolt. A little bit of shrub here. I love that triple DB. I think your dragon's playing pretty good. I think that opener was just unfortunate for you. Your dragon did what he could. But yeah, you swap to the mage. Oh, he's dead. Yeah. And he lost both charges of wall. Your evoker still had commune, but I don't know. When you go healer, let's say this is 2K. Maybe I'm wrong. Sorry if you're like 2400. I don't know. Let's say this is 2K. When you go healer, you have to deliver on it. They have to be on the back foot, no trinket, both paint subs used, dome used, every single button. So they're really far behind because otherwise your team, if they're only 2K, they're going to play suboptimally. And if you're all-inning a healer and you don't get what you need out of it, oh, wow, you literally just a 2.1. Okay, so I almost exactly predicted that, but I was off by 100, sorry. So you're 100 higher, but you're not going to be after this unless you can pull off a win here. What would that make you? 2 wins, 3 losses, and a tie. That's actually not a bad lobby, but you have to win this one. You say go mage. Okay. Sure. Yeah, I think mage is fine. I think you could probably kill the priest with this setup, but you have to do the things that I was just talking about. Okay. It's fine. You played good in the first couple and then a little weak here. Okay, you're starting priest. Oh, just grip him out of dome. Yeah, just grip him out of dome and... No, don't limit this. No. That was really bad. That was really bad. That was a lack of situational awareness. I know that your target was mage, but you started with a grip on the priest, and then he dropped dome immediately on a wall, and you could have what you were doing, which was walk back toward the middle of the map and grip priest out of dome, and then do the opener that you should have gotten when you wanted to go priest on the priest right there, and he could have speared out. Instead, you gripped the mage into the dome, then walked your limb to limb all 3 of them into the dome, which forces him to put the spear in the dome. And then all of your offensive cooldowns got a dome out of them that was already down. So effectively, they got nothing. Darn. That's a learning environment, to be sure. You have to zone this. Oi. Okay, well, we have to press on. Go mage, CC healer. I feel like you're so far behind right now. Don't kick Mind Blast. Kick Frost on the Frost Mage. That's why you're hitting him in the first place. Or Penance is also good because it stops healing and gets pressure, but your pressure is very limited right now. A good, great kick on the Glacial. Wait, does it show you saying Glacial Spike or thing interrupted when your warrior kicks? Oh, he's just died. Yeah, he didn't zone. Okay, I don't know. I don't know if you had kicked Mind Blast or if he had kicked Mind Blast and your add-on just tells you that, but don't kick Mind... Wait, no, he couldn't do that. He's standing on top of you. Anyway, great. Okay. Darn. 1 in 4 and 1 tie. Not a great lobby, but I appreciate you for sending this in because that takes courage. That's what you learn from. It's easy to send in a 6-0 lobby and be like, hey, look at me. But you don't really learn anything from it because you did well in that one and you don't know what maybe could be going wrong in future lobbies, right? But a 1-4-1 lobby, that's definitely something you can learn from. And I think I just pinpointed it exactly. Let's say the first 2 you played well and they were both wins because you didn't lose either of them. One of them was a tie. So let's take those out of it. We didn't like the priest target call on the third one. And then after that, it was you could have made a play, you could have made a play, you could have made a play. You went priest. And got a terrible opener with the dragon. He was around the pillar and we didn't change him for the first 8 seconds of the game. So instead of grip change him to the middle of the map, we kept him on pillar and did nothing. The second one, not only did we not yank out a pillar, we yanked the mage into pillar, then yanked the mage into dome, then triple limbed in a dome, got absolutely no pressure, didn't zone their cooldowns, and we did. Now the warrior's just getting teed off on because there's no counter pressure, right? That's one of the things when there's triple caster, mage can do damage, devies can do damage, and even disc can do damage. You need to be putting them on the back foot, or the warrior's never going to live, especially with no proper zone here, which I think we can still see us off cooldown, and that's why we lost. So first 3 games. Really well played from you, actually. You won 1, you tied 1, and then you lost 1, but it wasn't really your fault. Last 3 games, a disaster. You got to work on your disc killing strats. I've lined out the entire thing here, and zones could be a lot better. I know how frustrating it is when people walk out of zones, but there's certain times where you guys were like triple standing in dome or triple standing in frozen orb, and you could just drop it down there. Instead, we kind of press it and just run right through it. So not a lot of value there. But the courage it takes, I cannot stress this enough, to submit a 1 in 5 or a 1-4-1 instead of a 6-0 or 5-1. Hey, look at me. You know, that's great because you're really going to learn because look, you're already 2,100. Well, you were about to be. If you can capitalize on some of these things, like, I mean, you're going to be a beast, right? So you have a lot of potential here. You have a lot of potential you're already 21. You could get 22, and that's a couple notches away from what everybody's trying to get, that legend title, right? So you got to work on this situational awareness, though. And again, if the evoker walls and the mage is right next to you, you can swap him. You don't have to tunnel one guy the entire time. You did that in 2 different games. And you don't have to only go the guy that your teammate said, your healer teammate said in the beginning. You can always swap and make plays based on defensives. People are going to understand that. And if they don't, they're terrible and you don't have to appeal to them. And there you go. That's all my advice. I think that should really, I swear that should really help because you're like right on the cusp. You can see the rotation is good. You kick a lot, you CC a lot, you do damage, you do output, you get pressure, but some situational changes there that I outlined here. It's not just vague nonsense. It's not just mumbo jumbo. It's right there. That'll change your gameplay. Thank you for submitting this. That was very courageous. And I hope that the next lobby goes better. Okay. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for submitting these. Peace.